I don't often talk about sex films, and I don't often talk about sex comedies, but this one is a good one. Beyond the Vixens, that's right, Beyond the Vixens, one of the last ones by my favourite director, that being Russ Mathers. Russ Mathers, as we know, did a lot of sex comedies and a lot of that type of films with tits and ass in the 60s. And in the 70s, this was like 1979, and it's called Beyond the Valley of the Vixens. Yeah, I don't believe it. Yeah, I did rent and buy this a long, long time ago. I went and bought Beyond the Valley of the Vixens. This daughter's looking dirty was actually married to Russ Mathers before he sadly passed away. Pretty nice to look at. Sad to say she doesn't look like that anymore. She's overweight now, but that was her in her heyday. It's quite a good one, this, Russ Mathers. A lot of good features in it. There's a biography about the film, and there's basically a biography about her and her career. Now, this actress here made in a lot of the Russ Mathers fiction films, and after the loss of the success of those films, she went into porn, soft and hardcore. So she's definitely shy. She's definitely shy in this. She's definitely got a nice big assets. So basically, the film is about this guy. He's a bit sexy, frustrated, and he likes to have sex in a funny position. It's more for laughs. There's a bit of bonking in it, but it's over the top, and it's more of a comic book. You know, the guy himself, Russ Mathers, did a lot of these sort of sex comedies, and this one I got because I thought it was funny. I remember seeing it back in the days when Sky had balls. So Russ Mathers, the Beyond the Valley of the Vixens, for the last one of the Vixen films, it's pretty funny. So you got a guy who's sexually frustrated, and his wife's a bit of a nymphomaniac, played by her, and she wants a bit. Obviously, he doesn't want a bit, so there's a bit in it where she's trying to get him off. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to get blocked by YouTube, but she's trying to get him off, and he ends up giving her one, but he gives her one in, let's say he gives one in a position she's not happy with, and she kicks him down there, very definitely, but again, it's paid for laughs. She kicks him down there, and the poor guy's steaming in adding her. He's steaming in adding her. But there's a bit of it where she's practically humping his guy. He's like a truck driver. Just saw that, I know, when she's humping him. But again, it's paid for laughs. So it's more of a comedy. I mean, it's not too in your face. It's not too pornographic. And the bits what is pornographic, again, is paid for laughs. So I kind of like that. I like that. So the guy himself, he works in a place where they deal with cars, and you've got this woman in it again, got big Brutus, using a nicer word, and she's having it away with men, and she wants him, and he obviously doesn't want it, but then he ends up having no option but to give it. So basically, it's more of a comedy, and again, it's paid for laughs, and that's what I like about this film. Russ Mathers' Beyond the Valley of the Vixens is a film what is paid for laughs, so it's a good one. It is a good one for what it is. So all the way through the film, the guy is suffering from not getting what he wants to do, and he basically goes to this doctor, basically, who has a wig. He has a wig. So there's a funny bit in the DVD. It's quite a good connection. It's like I say, it does have a lot of special features. It has original trailers, has the trailers of all the other Russ Mathers, and you do get this beautiful looking nurse here. See it here, can't show too much, there's a bit of nudity there. But you see this beautiful nurse, bit of arm lesbian there. And yeah, so it's that a funny scene. And to find out that is actually a stripper. So there's a stripper in this lap bar place. So there's that bit of bam bam fangy man. There's a lot of bonking in it. But again, it's not too in your face. It's more like a comic book. It's like a comedy meets a set sort of comic book. And Russ Mathers, it's sad to say his career was going downhill then for making these films. A lot of people was more into porn, there was more into this, there was more into that. So his career was starting to die down, Russ Mathers. So he did this one, being the last one of the Vixens. Now the Vixens, like I say, they was popular in the 60s. And they was popular in the 70s until we got into the late 70s, that being 1979. He decided to do this one, the last one. But for what it is, it's a good hour of your time. It's a good hour of your time. I don't believe I'm showing something which is well, it's porn, but it's not porn. It's Russ Mathers. Everyone knows Russ Mathers will know this guy did a lot of these sort of set sort of films, and that's why I got it. So I thought I saw people it. It's that good connection. It's been remastered. It's uncut. Don't need its uncut form. Now you get this woman here, because if you can see her face, tough for her because she's naked, and she's just a radio thing. It's sort of like, the radio show, and she does a radio show, and she streams, and she's advising people they love life. And there's a funny bit in it where you got this guy, and you got the old computer games where you got like tennis. It goes did 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 did, bit like that. A bit like that in it, where you show a bit of old tennis. I think, God, that brings memories back to me. The old computer games. So again, the guy is having the sex problems. He goes to see her, and there's a bit in it where I do remember originally. There's a bit in it where the guy's got let's say it's so a little bit. It's a bit more graphic. I won't put in too much word. I don't want to get bought by YouTube. But he gets a bit overexcited when he sees her. I do know originally that was cut down a bit when it was aired on Sky TV, but this one, being the uncut one, does show that in a little bit more graphic detail, which I do believe was Russ Mathers' down there was shot for real. He actually sold that. He's make a part of his anatomy on camera. That would have been Russ Mathers' his real dingaling, putting it in a nicer word. He did sold that, and he later goes to his wife, which I can understand if she looks like her, and gives her a dud wadsering. That's why he gives her a dud bladding wadsering. And then it ends with them doing it all in all these places. They're doing it on a fucking mountains, they're doing it on the hills, they're doing it back to the bladding everywhere. And then it's the end of the movie. It's the end of the movie. So it's not really Beyond the Valley of the Vixens. It's not really a long film. You get away all the bonking in it and the nudity and everything. It's not really a long film, but what I will say it's a very well done film. It's not exactly fucking Gone with the Wind, but at the end of the day, if you like sex comedies from that golden era of the 70s, and she's like hot to look at in that golden era, and you like something what's hilarious, something paid for laughs, this is a good hour of your time. This is not fucking porn. It's not porn. Okay, you see some tits, you see some ass, you see some nudity, you see a lot of bonking, but it's a good hour of your time because it's more of a comedy. It's a sex comedy. Fuck it, cut it fast. It's a sex comedy. But I don't like Russ Mathers. I've got a lot of his DVDs. Maybe the next one I might want to talk about. But I just thought about talking about him. Very funny. Never seen Beyond the Valley of the Vixens. Check it out. It's a good DVD, and like I say, it does have a lot of features. You've got a biography, you've got an interview with Chiquita, that's her, very beautiful in that era. You got that she did a bit of hardcore and soft porn, like I said, without repeating myself, after her career left after this. She did a lot of sex comedies as well. It talks about all the other actors, biography about the film itself. You've got a lot of history about Russ Mathers, about his careers and the films he's done. You got a lot of trailers of all his films, as well as the original trailer of this. It's remastered. It's in its total uncut form. So it's a good hour of your time if you do like to see sex comedies from that golden era of the 70s. Check out Beyond the Valley of the Vixens. Good hour of your time into them. Be smart, be safe, and I'll see you soon with some more reviews.